This video that I'm putting out, my name is Daryl Guberman. I'm the CEO of Guberman PMC LLC, a quality consulting firm here in Connecticut. 40 plus years experience in aerospace, medical implants, medical materials, printing and plastic distribution. Background is 40 years in quality, 40 plus years in quality, and my BS degree in management. I've got many technical diplomas in composite plastics and non-ferrous metals. Composites being like Kevlar, boron, graphite, fiberglass, metal matrix composites. They're resin systems, they're adhesive systems, bonding systems, etc. And also titanium aluminum alloys. So this video today is about Daryl Guberman, quality expert, exposes Boeing's lack of training documentation and role as de facto FAA administrators. No news media is bringing this up. In fact, I'm going to tell you this. When I stood up there in Capitol Hill on April 17th, I had two pieces of paper supporting what Sam Salapar was saying about the design issues. Because you take a look at those two pieces of paper, you find why they had design issues. Because the FAA in 2009 now, mind you, the FAA came into Boeing and made them an FAA regulator that could self-certify and approve new aircraft technologies like the M.KHAN system and new aircraft designs, which means that they never had to tell the FAA about anything, MCAST or not. They didn't have to tell the pilots because they are the FAA between 2009 and 2019. Once those planes went down, the Ethiopian Air and Indonesian Air, there was a serious issue going on because then the FAA was questioned about this because they had the barn door was open for 10 years. No lie. Top of it, in 2002, these two pieces of paper show that two certificates, I'll show you. Boeing got together with Performance Review Institute, which is a register, whatever, and they formulated, between both those organizations, they formulated NADCAP, okay? They formulated NADCAP, which means that you just, for special processes, heat treat, etc. Hand in your cert, NADCAP, hand in your parts, and we're good to go. This one, ANSI-ANAP, okay, basically hand in your cert, hand in your parts. For 22 years, they didn't have to do shit. All right, and I'm going to show you Boeing real quick. Boeing. This is Boeing, okay? Boeing sits on ANSI-ANAP's board, but also they call them out on their supplier portal. Isn't that nice and constrictive? As a matter of fact, it still says ANSI-ASQ-ANAP, okay? And they changed that in 2018, so that means it's now 2024, going on 25 for almost 7 years. That supplier portal that Boeing uses is still calling out the old thing. If they cared about quality so much, Doug Ackerman, I'm talking to you. If you cared about it, change your website. It's ANSI-ANAP. It's not ANSI-ASQ National Grading Board anymore, and they've done that for 8 years. So what are you talking about? What is this? And on top of it, here it is. They took down this webpage because of me. I took a picture of it. And here it is. There's the date I took a picture and time. But this was their webpage, and they can't lie about it. They could try, but if you go on to this web link up here, it goes not to this page anymore. It's on this gobbledygook. That's what I have to say. But this, Boeing can grant, suspend, and withdraw certification. You can also see on this chart here that we've made up that from 2001 here, 2002 to 2009, you can see a steady climb in compensation of the CEOs because they were saving money by not sending out inspectors. In both those standards here, both the NADCAP and Supplier Bulletin, one says if the need arises, and the other one says if need be. Need arises and need be. That's when Boeing would get involved. Need be, a plane crashes. Need arises, a plane crashes. It's all the same. I then went and I saw Mr. David Calhoun. The only thing he knows about composites is probably his shaft on his golf club, and titanium aluminum is probably the head on his putter or some other thing. That's the only thing he knows about aerospace. He's an accountant. But I'm going to read this thing to you because this is going to knock your socks off. For those of you who are ANSI-ANAP accredited, you got fucked. And I'm going to tell you the truth. You did. You got fucked. And I can say that because Patrick Shanahan made fuck a household name. Okay, within the quality arena and government arena as well. When he was Deputy Secretary of Defense under Donald Trump, a former Boeing employee for 30 plus years, they asked him, Mr. Secretary, what do you think about the F-35 program? He said, it's fucked up. No lie. Go look it up. Patrick Shanahan, fucked up. Just put that in. F-35, fucked up. You'll get it. I don't lie about these things. So, my name is Daryl Guberman, a quality expert with over 40 years of experience in aerospace and manufacturing, and today I want to bring attention to a critical failure in the FAA's oversight of Boeing's Organization Designation Authorization Program, ODA. Since 2009, Boeing employees acted as FAA inspectors have been authorized to certify and inspect aircraft. Shockingly, there appear to be no standardized training protocols for these inspectors. This lack of documentation raises serious concerns about the quality and reliability of these inspections. Furthermore, under the ODA program, Boeing inspectors reported most of their findings to the FAA through a Boeing-controlled system. This arrangement created a dangerous conflict of interest as these inspectors were not only employed and paid by Boeing, but also managed within the structure controlled by the company. Out in Washington, I talked to many employees at Renton, Everett, Auburn, and Northfield. Management has always feared any department in the company that could slow down or stop production. The role of Boeing executives as FAA administrators. From 2009 to 2019, Boeing executives, Jim McNerney and Dennis Mullenberg, effectively acted as de facto FAA administrators, with Boeing controlling and reporting process and managing FAA-designated inspectors. The lines between regulatory oversight and corporate operations became dangerously blurred. Impact and call to action. These consequences of these systematic flaws have been devastating technologies like the M.KHAN system, approved under the structure, contributed to the tragic 737 MAX crashes, claiming 346 lives. This is not just a matter of corporate governance, it's a matter of public safety. I urge the FAA to reform the ODA program, implement independent oversight, and ensure that all inspectors are properly trained and accountable. This issue, the issue that remains is the FAA is a member of ANSI/ANAB, Boeing's accreditation body for AS 9100 and ISO 9001, which Boeing demands all their suppliers to be accredited to this level. Boeing, as a board member, management committee, as I showed you, and customer of ANSI/ANAB, has the same right to grant, suspend, or withdraw certification as ANSI/ANAB does. The web page indicating Boeing being on the management committee was taken down approximately August 24 due to me, the exposure concerning the strangulation Boeing has on such controls. ANSI/ANAB are on Boeing's supplier portal. In 2002, Boeing came out with a supplier bulletin that mandated AS 9100 to be ANSI/ANAB accredited. Only ANSI/ANAB board members, accredited only, I apologize. ANSI/ANAB board members are samples, DHS, DOT, DOD, FTC, to name a few of the federal agencies. The FAA seceded regulatory authority to Boeing in 2009 with 0 outside audits, which means Boeing was made an FAA agency who can self-certify themselves, aircraft technologies, and new aircraft designs. They can certify all materials that go into the aircraft. The supplier bulletin of 2002 greatly reduced and got rid of much of the on-site supplier audits. This is also inclusive of NADCAP, certification for special processes, which also came out in 2002. The supplier is mandated to pay for certifications which fill the coffers of ANSI/ANAB and fulfills Boeing's requirements and coffers as well. The supplier then hangs a certification on the wall and annually, for a fee, get re-inspected. The supplier would send in certifications and parts while Boeing doesn't have to audit for 22 years. It is ultimately a pay-to-play system where true quality never comes into play. Thank you very much. And as I showed you here are some of the agencies that sit there: DOJ, DHS, FAA, and Boeing. And you have the DHS and also Homeland Security that I showed you are all paying members, customers of ANSI/ANAB. They're not only a member, but they're also customers. 203-556-1493. I am forever grateful. I thank you.